So Lord Chaitanya traveled throughout South India, Western India, then he returned to Jagannath Puri. Meanwhile, Gopala Bhatta, his mind was completely fixed in the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Throughout the day and throughout the night, he was constantly chanting the holy names of the Lord and constantly remembering the mercy of the Lord. And from his uncle, Prabodhananda Saraswati, he became a student and soon became the most celebrated learned scholar of the Vedic scriptures in all of the south part of India. He became very famous. One time a Brahmin came to the house of Venkata Bhatta and he began to praise that, Venkata Bhatta, you are so fortunate to have a son like this. He has such pure devotion to Lord Krishna and he is so submissive and obedient to his parents. I have never seen anyone like this. And Venkata Bhatta, upon hearing his son being glorified, he explained to the Brahmin about the great virtues of his own son. And actually, this is a great lesson. A parent should be satisfied when they see their son or daughter surrendering to Krishna. That is the sign of a real loving parent. In this material world, we have forgotten the purpose of human life, and we have forgotten the welfare, the real welfare of others. Now we're thinking we're very proud of our children if they get good in their exams, or if they get a beautiful wife from a good family, or if they get a nice husband with lots of money. We become very proud that we are successful as parents. But this has nothing to do with the welfare of our child. A parent who actually understands knowledge of the truth of what is real love will be proud and blissful when they see their children surrendering to Krishna. But in the kaliyuga, parents are afraid when they see their children surrendering to Krishna. They want to keep them away from Krishna. Don't spend so much time chanting God's name. Do not spend so much time going to temple and being with devotees. Why you're always reading these books? They become very fearful. What about your material life? This Krishna consciousness, when you become very old and retired, then you can do these things. Look at me. I'm your father, I'm your mother, and I'm working like an ass, foaming at the mouth, suffering miserably. You should be like me. You shouldn't be like these devotees dancing, chanting, and smiling all the time. Your life will be a failure. This is the conditioning, this age of Kali. But Venkata Bhatta was a real father. And his mother was also someone who had completely surrendered to the Lord. And their pride and joy was that their son was such a devotee. Always thinking of Krishna, always preaching Krishna Katha, always dancing in ecstasy and chanting the holy name. And if you become a parent like that, then your children will never want to leave you. Gopala Bhatta stayed home. Lord Chaitanya said, they are such nice devotees. You should serve them. So he remained at home with them until they were old. And just before leaving their bodies, they told Gopala Bhatta, we give you blessings and permission. You go to Vrindavan, become a Goswami. This is our heart's desire. How many parents say like this to their children? So in this way, they gave the order to their son, go to Vrindavan, become Goswami. And then with the thought of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beautiful form in their hearts and his name upon their lips, Venkata Bhatta and his wife left this world and went back home, back to Godhead. And Gopala Bhatta, he went to Vrindavan. He was about 30 years old when he went to Vrindavan. And while he was there, he met with Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. Meanwhile, Lord Chaitanya was living in Jagannath Puri. And every day, he would go from the house of Kashi Mishra, Gambhira, where he resided, to the Tota Gopinath temple, where Gadadhar Pandit would reside. Gadadhar Pandit was such a wonderful devotee. In this temple of Gopinath, the most beautiful loving exchanges between the Vaishnavas would take place. So Lord Chaitanya, one day he went to the temple of Gadadhar Pandit, and after worshipping Gopinath, having nice kirtan, he sat down with his associates and he explained that I have not heard anything from Rupa and Sanatan in Vrindavan for a long time. I have not gotten any message. And just when he said that, a messenger came in and said, I have brought a letter from Rupa and Sanatan in Vrindavan. And Lord Chaitanya, with great happiness, he opened the letter, and there, just what he wanted to hear was written. Rupa and Sanatan had said that Gopala Bhatta, this great Brahmin of South India, he said he has come to Vrindavan, and he is a wonderful Vaishnava, and we have accepted him as our own brother. And when Lord Chaitanya heard this, he was very happy. What is the most blissful experience for the Lord and for the spiritual master? To see the devotees exchanging love with one another. To see devotees really becoming brothers and sisters in the sense of selfless love and service. Srila Prabhupada said you can show your love for me by how you cooperate with one another. And Srila Prabhupada's idea of cooperation is not that you tolerate one another. Minimum, at least we should do that much. But real cooperation in the path of bhakti means something very positive, showing great affection, showing great love, willing to make great sacrifices for the welfare of each other. That is cooperation. For the purpose of making the Lord's mission attractive for the whole world. Lord Chaitanya sent a message back, and he said to Rupa and Sanatan, yes, you accept Gopala Bhatta as your own brother, and you exchange these loving relationships amongst Vaishnavas together. And then Lord Chaitanya sent gifts. And when those gifts reached Vrindavan, the devotees were so happy. He especially sent Gopala Bhatta a little wooden seat that Lord Chaitanya would personally sit on, and some outer cloth, kopin. And Gopala Bhatta Goswami took that and worshipped those gifts with great, great love and great affection.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on thesacredconnect.com.